За энэ үзэсгэлэн худалдаа болж байна. Худалдааг нэ юу? Машины шоу болж байна. Бомота. Жинхэнэ боош. За энэ танк ба юу гэдэг танк вэ? Шифтан гэдэг танк. Шифтан main battle tank.
Fuel capacity is 880.
Монгол амт юм шүү.
That was the base for D100. Lovely way. George William for sale recently in Ireland.
Ишлэг гэж байна.
Яана.
Зураг дараанда харуул.
Нас нь тайлж юу?
You know what you do?
За энэ өстө. Монгол цон танк шүү. Аваа гэдэг нэг. Логик маш.
But that center would carry about 1,500 rounds of ammunition. That would be about 4 times as much as any other troop would in any other scenario. The idea is that as a four-man team, I can actually fire along with the guy who's got the blade launcher and the assault rifle. We can fire. The other pair in our group will maneuver to another position. So when we reload, we will move as well, move into a different position, fire again. This has two purposes. One, it confuses the enemy as to our position, but also confuses the enemy as to how many people they're up against. Because they're getting a lot of fire from different positions all the time, they think they're up against a platoon-sized unit, when they're actually only up against 4 men. And this allows us to basically convince people that they're basically a disincentive to engage us. This is a very, very, very good piece of kit. So much so that the Americans now have it. They call it the M249 SAW. It's made under license in the USA, but it's designed and developed by Fabric National. The other weapons we have here today are the 6-hour P226. This is a 9mm pistol. It's very, very easy to fire to load. It has a decocker on it as well. This would be used typically as the SAS are the only infantry unit in the British Army that train a lot on pistols. And the reason for that is for the counter-revolutionary work, where you've seen the guys going around the black pit earlier on. They will always carry a sidearm with them so that if their main weapon, the MP5, fails, they can drop that down and draw one of these and still put fire down on the enemy. The other use for this here is for close protection work. One of the roles that the SAS has is diplomatic and VIP protection. The royal family, particularly the Prime Minister or the Secretary for Foreign Affairs, the Foreign Secretary in the UK, if they're travelling into a hot zone, they will be protected by the SAS. They will not be protected by the police. It'll be 2-2 SAS protection. Typically, this will be the sidearm that will be used. As you see here, the holster that I have for here is a quick release holster. So that, again, the only CP close protection unit in the world that does this, the SAS. Always there is a round chamber. Safety off. The reason for that is that the sort of people that you would be protecting are generally people that are going to be assassinated and have a high likelihood. If somebody's going to put in an attack to create a threat, it's very likely that they're going to be a very serious threat. You cannot delay in putting a response down. You need to be able to draw and fire immediately, and that's why these quick release holsters are used. Simply as simple as that, bang bang. The other weapon that's used is the Heckler & Koch G3. Heckler & Koch G3 is an assault rifle, not dissimilar from the AK-47, except it's more reliable and it's more accurate. The reason why the SAS used this is that in the counter-revolutionary wing, which is the black role that everybody is seeing in the Iranian embassy, the sniping teams that keep eyes on the target throughout the planning phases and the assault phases of the operation will be using these. So if a target presents themselves, you can take them out up to 700 or 800 yards with this here with no problem. If the enemy decides to break out with assault rifles, a single shot sniping rifle is going to be no good because they're going to put a hail of rounds back in your direction. So what you need to be able to do is to use it like a conventional assault rifle. That means fold up this and you fire like a normal assault rifle. It has a selector switch on it, single fire, fully automatic. So now I can put down in downrange between 700 and 800 rounds a minute of 7.62 ammunition, and that's going to get their heads down and take a few casualties along, hopefully, on the way. That's the G3. The G3 is also used for close protection work. What we do is we remove this buttstock here, the sniper's buttstock, and we put on a retractable one. So what we can do is we can put in the boot of the car or into a holdall. The reason for that is that if there is a scenario where you're ambushed on the road with guys with AK-47s, again, a 9mm machine gun or a pistol is not going to do the business. You need something of a hell of heavy caliber. This is the same caliber, it's a 7.62 round. You can then use this to take out or certainly delay your enemy while you get your principal out. So that's what the G3 is used for. So they would be the most commonly used weapons. The other one is the Heckler & Koch MP5. You probably see the guys walking around. That's why I wear glasses. This is the HK MP5. This is probably the most famous SAS weapon. This weapon here is, as you can see, it's called a 3-point harness. This guy here is a 9mm submachine gun. The reason for this is that if I'm going in to assault somebody in a building that's got plaster walls, which most embassies or college campuses or banks or wherever you're deployed will have plasterboard walls or just normal brick walls. If I use a high velocity round, it's going to go through 3 or 4 rooms. I don't want that because I could kill some of my own people or I could kill some of the hostages that I'm trying to rescue. The classic drill, again, 4-man teams. You have a method of entry, you get to the door, you can either use a shotgun to blow the hinges off, or you can simply open the door. You throw in a stun grenade, and flashbang will put a charge in 4 times the brightness of the sun and made an extremely loud bang. It'll completely disorientate the bad guy. I go in with my MP5, bang, 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 take the target out. This is a 3-point harness, means that I can actually hold the gun quite comfortably and it makes it very maneuverable. The SAS never aim like that because you're wearing a respirator. It's very hard to aim with the respirator. You're trained to fire with both your eyes on the target. So you're actually trained to enter the room and fire either like that or like that. It's very important that you learn how to put the rounds down where you're looking. because otherwise you could kill the friendlies. In Creedon Hill, just outside Hereford, the SAS were the first special forces unit to develop something called the Killing House on the CQB range. CQB stands for Close Quarter Combat, or Battle. The Killing House outside Hereford basically has reinforced rubber walls just in case. Each room has cameras in them, and the troopers go in there anything up to 4 times a day. They'll practice every different type of scenario of siege rescue, and they will use live ammunition and they will use live hostages. So they'll put their own people into the room and they will fire live ammunition around them at dummy targets. So this is how they train and be able to clear a room with confidence. So when you go into a live scenario, you're not afraid to use live ammunition into the targets that you're looking at. As I said, this particular weapon was made famous in